Tonight on the Mana Cave, part 3 of Tiny Leaders. Travis's Alesha Who Smiles at Death deck versus Ed's Tuk Tuk the Explorer deck. You have no idea how hard it was to do 3 of these intros without making a size matters joke. Welcome to the Mana Cave.
Hey everybody, my name's Ed.
I'm Travis.
And we are playing Tiny Leaders on the Mana Cave today. We've mentioned it before, but I guess we can briefly go over the rules.
25 life to start. All cards are 3 converted mana cost or less. All cards have to be the same color or a color symbol that appears on the card of your Tiny Leader.
And singleton format, so 1 copy of maximum of each card other than basic land. Commander dies, he comes back. If you pay, you can pay 2 extra of any color.
Of any color. And
Can't say colorless anymore. Yeah. So
damn you wizards.
I think every time we describe these rules, we've forgotten at least one of them. So maybe this time we nab them all. So
Legendary creature?
Yes, legendary creature, which is where Steve sadly didn't have a legendary creature, so we made do with what we had. It happens.
It was working well for the guy.
It was really, which is the only reason why I was like, at first I was like, okay, well, yeah, if you can play with a non-legendary creature, but then he started like kicking my ass, and I'm like, you know what, that's not fair. It's not fair that he's playing with a non-legendary creature.
Broken game.
Yeah, broken game.
Table flip.
So yeah, I think...
Yeah, I decided to mulligan down to 6 again.
I'm starting with 7. I'm lucky, though I'm not super confident with the opening hand. I did think it was good enough at least to start off with the 7. So roll to see who goes first.
Yeah, roll to see who goes first. That was that was a pretty lazy roll. It, was like,
it should also be noted that you've won a game against Steve. I won a game against Steve. So this is the deciding game for a pack. Someone is walking away with a pack of Magic Origins,
which I know as a Hangerbacker Walker. Hangerbacker Walker in that pack.
Walker.
Pack of Hangerbacker Walker.
So you play first. You also get to scry as well, too, right? So
I do get to scry. I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So I'm gonna get that scry out the way with right now. That's staying on top. So I'm going to waste a scry for the sake of tempo and play the Temple of Triumph scry, which I had not to keep it on top.
okay,
And I'm just then going to pass the turn to you.
pass turn to me.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Passing the turn.
Alrighty, playing a mountain, passing the turn to you.
Untapping. Drawn. Playing the Caves of Kolios. So I can tap 1 colorless of the colorless.
Colorless, eh? Those are
Or
colorless now, yeah.
a black or white and does 1 damage to me. Only 1 damage though, but only 1 mana. So I will, however, tap and tap to cast the Master of Pearls. Cast my pearls.
I'm assuming you're using that one for the white.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm not like you. I don't just cut myself metaphorically, needlessly, for the game's sake.
So Master of Pearls is 2/2?
He's 2/2. His morph is way too expensive, but if I pulled him late game, it might have been handy. I did not. I decided to go with the turn 2 play, and I decided to pass the turn to you. I have nothing.
To me?
Yeah, because I have no life gains there, nothing. Nothing.
Now,
Upkeeps are important to know about.
the reason why I'm laughing is because if you watch the game against Steve,
Oh, man.
you'll remember this card, Ancient Tomb, which I can tap to add 2 colorless mana to my mana pool. Ancient Tomb deals 2 damage to me. So that just happened. And,
You're playing mono red ramp, apparently. Pain ramp.
and I am going to tap, take 2 damage, so I'm 23.
No, don't bring him out.
And I'm going to bring out Tuk Tuk the Explorer. That's the other thing. We did not explain what our tiny leaders were. I got Tuk Tuk the Explorer, which is a 1/1 goblin with haste, but when it dies, I can put a 5/5 colorless golem artifact creature token, which is not easy to say, named Tuk Tuk the Return onto the battlefield.
So it's a goblin golem?
It's a goblin golem.
Makes sense, because if he's a Tuk Tuk Explorer, I imagine him, he's exploring stuff, and then he screws up and he unleashes a golem. See, but then it would make sense, goblin-wise, that he would start attacking you, the golem. But no, he's a goblin golem, so he's on your side.
Yes, he's on our side. He remembers his goblin heritage.
I'm playing Alesha, Who Smiles at Death. 3/2 first striker, and whenever she attacks, I can pay a black or a white, any combination thereof, of 2 mana, and I can bring a creature of power 2 or less on the battlefield tapped and attacking. She's Alesha. She smiles at death.
She's happy about it. Sick woman. Oh, and I
50 cent card. 50 cent card.
It's got haste, but I will not attack with it. I will pass the turn to you instead.
All right. I will untap. I will draw. I will play a Plains. Now, I'm going to do something here that's going to be really funny and hope he can't stop it. 1 white, 1 of any color, colorless, to pacify Tuk Tuk. Pacify is enchantment. The attacking creature cannot attack or block.
This is true. This is true.
Unfortunately, any burn spell that can do 1 damage can still essentially bring a 5/5 on your behalf. I will, however, attack you for 2 with my Master of Pearls, not the Pearl Master. And that's...
so I take 2.
Yeah.
Down to 21.
And I will pass the turn to you.
Pass the turn to me. I'm going to play a Flamekin Village, and as Flamekin Village enters the battlefield, you may reveal an elemental card from your hand.
Elemental.
Generator Servant is an elemental creature. If you don't, Flamekin Village enters the battlefield tapped. Luckily, I had it, so it does not enter tapped. And I will take 2 damage to go down to 19. Just realize it doesn't really matter if it would have come in tapped or not. And pay, but I'm gonna play with a regular mountain and bring out Thopter Engineer, which is a 1/3, and when it enters the battlefield, I put a 1/1 Thopter artifact creature token with flying to the battlefield. Artifact creatures you control have haste.
They do.
Bring out the Thopter. It's got haste. I'm going to swing away.
Okay. I will take 1 down to 24.
Down to 24. And with that, I pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untap. I'll draw. Move on to that one for later. Okay. I'm going to tap and pay 1 life down to 23 for a black.
Okay.
Guess what's coming? And then 1 of any other color to destroy target non-black creature. The Doomblade.
Oh, Tuk Tuk. You're going to target Tuk Tuk?
The Thopter Engineer.
Why not Tuk Tuk?
I don't know. Like him where he is.
Thopter Engineer. Dead.
Dead. And then I will attack with my Pearl Master of Pearls. Come on now.
Master of Pearls.
I'm better than that.
So I take 2.
Unless you have something else to do.
I'm down to 17.
Alright. And I will pass the turn to you.
Pass the turn to me. Okay, I'm going to put down Nykthos Shrine to Nyx,
Dang it.
which I can tap for 1 colorless, or I can pay 2 and choose a color, and then add to my mana pool an amount of mana that color equal to the devotion to that color.
Which with an X burn spell could be wicked depending on how the board looks. And I saw you discard that card against your game against Steve, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then I looked at your board and you had no creatures.
Yeah, exactly. It only really works when there's creatures on that board,
Yeah.
so...
Made sense.
I'm going to... pay 1 red, and then tap Ancient Tomb as well, too, so I'm down to 15. And then Shrine for its regular. So 1 red, 4 colorless, and cast Fall of the Titans. Fall of the Titans deals X damage to each of up to 2 creatures and or players. So I'm going to do 2 to him, and 2 to Tuk Tuk.
I thought you would.
So Tuk Tuk goes to the command zone.
Back.
Fall of Titans goes to the... I bring out Tuk Tuk the Returned, and I swing in with my Thopter.
Right. I go down to 22.
You do, sir. And I will pass the turn to you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to tap 1 and take 1 life to for a black.
Okay.
Down 21. 1 for a red, and 1 of any color to cast Kolaghan's Command.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to destroy target artifact, and I'm going to deal 2 damage to target creature or player, and that creature.
Oh, wow.
I'm tapped
The perfect answer. The perfect answer. So it's my turn now?
out. It's your turn, yes.
Okay. Holy cow. That was like, if you could have picked a card, I don't think you could have picked a better card than that.
There are lots of artifact destroying in this deck, but it's all secondary. Like, I didn't pick it for artifact destroying. It's just, red is the king of artifact destroying.
I'm trying to think of what sort of interesting thing I can do here. Okay. Tap the Ancient Tomb. Go down to 13. Bring out Hero's Blade. Oh, wait, I should put 1. I'm putting a die on Tuk Tuk to remember that I need to pay 2 more for him. And then for his non-surge cost, I'm going to tap 1 red and bring out Zurgo Bellstriker, who is a legendary creature.
That's dash, not surge.
Sorry, you're right.
Don't pollute my board.
It's dash. That is correct. And he can't block creatures with power 2 or greater. He's a legendary creature, so I can automatically attach the... I should have read Hero's Blade. Hero's Blade, equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it, or may attach Hero's Blade to it. So Zurgo is now a 5/4. I'm then going to tap 1 red and 1 colorless and bring out Generator Servant, which is the elemental I showed before, which is a 2/1, and I can tap it, sacrifice it, add 2 colorless to my mana pool, or 2 of any color to my mana pool. That one I'm not sure. I think it's actually 2 colorless to your mana pool. If that mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains haste until the end of turn. I've done my stuff. It is your turn now, sir.
Stuff is done. Untapping. Drawing a card. It's a card. You know. Red. White. Any color. Alesha. Smiles of Death. First striker. Pass the turn back to you.
Pass the turn back to me. Alright, now, what I'm going to do is going to bring up an interesting difference between Tiny Leaders and Commander, which is what it's based after, or EDH, which is based after. Commander has the rule that you cannot tuck your commander into someone's deck, or their commander into their deck. You can't have them shuffle it into their deck. You can't have them put it into their hand. They are allowed to instead put it into the command zone. Tiny Leaders is different in the fact that they do not embrace this because they consider it to be it's better to have the challenge of deck building. So that said, I am tapping 1 red and paying 2 for putting myself down to 11 for the Ancient Tomb and casting Chaos Warp. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into his or her library, then reveals the top card of his or her library. If it's a permanent card, he or she puts it onto the battlefield. So I'm going to target that.
So you're absolutely certain that I can't at any point put it in my command zone?
I am 100% certain.
Okay.
And the...
so I just shuffle it in?
Whatchamacallit? The Tiny Leaders community, I'm sure, will back me up on that, I think. I don't know.
Again, I did not read that rule, but I did not read every last single rule. I thought the whole point was at any point your commander was available to you, but...
that is, they actually changed that rule, in Commander. Commander also has, like, twice the number of cards, so it is a lot harder to sort of bring it out again, but...
All right.
And that, oddly enough, is specifically why I put that card in this deck.
To be evil. So now I reveal the top card. If it's a permanent, it goes on the...
It goes on the battlefield.
It was not a permanent. That was terrible, and that was like a really good card, actually, for this format. Wow, could not have gone worse for me that round, actually. Oh, it's about to go worse for me, I believe.
It may go worse for you. I don't know if it will. If I'm going to swing in with Zurgo and the Generator.
That's 7.
So that would be 7.
Yeah, that went a lot worse for me. So 21, go down to 14. Ouch. Could not take much more of that.
And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
This is the point in the game where I get all bitter because suddenly I can't play like the 1 card. White, any color, and red for a Robust Champion. Simply a 2/2 with double strike.
That's good in this format. It's really good in this format.
But it would... we'll come to it if it's an issue.
Remember, he can't block creatures with power 2 or greater.
Yeah.
So he couldn't even block that.
I'm not concerned about him blocking.
Oh, okay.
And I pass the turn 2.
Pass the turn.
Because I've been stuck on 3 mana since turn 2. Or turn 3.
Alright, I'm going to tap Nixos for 1, colorless, and the village for 1 red, and cast Magma Jet. Magma Jet deals 2 damage to target creature or player, and I get to scry 2, so I'll deal the damage to that. I get to scry 2.
Oh, there went that.
Both up back on top in that order. I will then swing in with the Generator Servant and Zergo.
7.
7 more.
This may end up being a very quick game in the end, actually.
You're down to
7.
7? Okay, I am going to tap the Ancient Tomb, bringing me down to 9, which I realize is getting too close to a dangerous number, and 1 red, and bring out Gearcrafter, the Gearcrafter, good old Gearcrafter, and when it enters the battlefield, I put a 1/1 Thopter token onto the battlefield. And I pass the turn to you.
Pull my magic wand here, because I need, I don't know, maybe a land card.
Steve was asking for that magic wand earlier.
I bet he was. 1, 2. I did a quick tap. Quick triple tap. Of course, to be honest, I'm not even sure if that helped me that much, but... LOL.
Oh, wow!
No, it's...
And she's out now.
She's out, but it's just, it's not going to be enough in the long run. Pass turn 2, because I really, ironically, I needed a land more than I needed an Alesha. With 7... No, I needed a land.
Okay.
I needed at least 2 creatures.
Play Mountain. I will tap 1. You're at what, 7 health?
7 health.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And cast Crater's Claw directly to you.
Ugh. Gets +2, doesn't it, because of its power?
Yeah, it gets sorry, it does get +2 as well, too.
Ugh. I did not think that was going like that.
That was kind of what I was hoping would play it against Steve, and then it
Wouldn't
turned out to be a
help much.
marathon game. So
Yeah, that
it's
was
tough.
weird.
Honestly, it is tough, even in this format, when you're stuck on 3 lands.
Oh, yeah.
So
Casting a second spell a turn might have been nice at some point. But
yeah, that's why I thought Ancient Tomb was definitely worth it, even though it brought me down to ridiculous numbers.
And you're
so.
playing red, so little aggro is not the end of the world.
Yeah, and this is the ironic thing. I learned this from you. I learned this from watching you. I thought you were going to be so proud that I was playing a red aggro deck. So that also means that I win the Magic Origins
You do?
booster pack. So
It's yours as you will.
I will probably open that off camera, or maybe on camera, but not during this, because we are worried about our battery life right now. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Thanks for watching.